Hey, you guys, we are here with the Hitchhiker's Guide. We got to keep this journey going.
Yeah.
Yes, we're almost done. We got like less than 40 pages left. So let me just let y'all know, and I'll keep reminding you guys. After we're done with this book, Sherlock is coming. I'm gonna do Sherlock in between the books just to keep him keep him there. Okay, let's throw Oreo over here, throw him in the space, and let's keep this party going, y'all. What? Oh, I didn't even name this. I'll name it later. Or you know what? I'll name it now. Wait, hold up, y'all. Okay. Period. There we go, y'all. Okay, let's get going. Silently, the air car coasted into the cold darkness. A single soft glow of light that was utterly alone in the deep Margrethian night. It sped swiftly. Arthur's companion seemed sunk in his own thoughts. He just woke up after a 5 million year slumber. Of course, he's sitting there thinking about life, liberty, in the pursuit of justice. Probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. And when Arthur tried on a couple of occasions to engage him in conversation, again, he would simply reply by asking if he was comfortable enough and then left it at that. Arthur tried to gauge the speed at which they were traveling, but the darkness outside was absolute and he was denied any reference points. The sense of motion was so soft and slight, he could almost believe they were hardly moving at all. Yeah, because they got some technology over there, baby. They got some technology out in outer space. Okay? Period. They got that good.
Yeah.
Then a tiny glow of light appeared in the far distance, and within seconds had grown so much in size that Arthur realized it was traveling towards them at a colossal speed. And he tried to make out what sort of craft it might be. He peered at it, but was unable to discern any clear shape, and suddenly gasped in alarm as the air car dips sharply and headed downward in what seemed certain to be a collision course. Their relative velocity seemed unbelievable, and Arthur had hardly time to draw breath before it was all over. The next thing he was aware of was an insane silver blur that seemed to surround him. He twisted his head sharply around and saw a small black point dwelling rapidly in the distance behind him. And it took him several seconds to realize what had happened. Y'all left Marvin the robot. That's what happened.
Oh,
How dare you?
can't leave him alone and depressed.
Right. What if he do something crazy? Like go back to the ship and go take a nap.
That's what I would do.
That's what I would have been doing. Like this story would have ended like right here. Because I would have been in the bed sleep the whole time. But let's keep going. They plunged into a tunnel in the ground. The colossal speed had been their own relative to a glow of light, which was a stationary hole in the ground and the mouth of the tunnel. The insane blur of silver was the circular wall of the tunnel down which they were shooting, apparently at several hundred miles an hour. Can I get that car? I need that kind of car. Scott, I need a car that can go several hundred miles an hour.
Hey,
Driving on an autobahn, baby. They ain't got no speed limit on some of them, on some parts of that. He closed his eyes in terror. That's me closing my eyes.
there.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess up my eyelashes though, so.
Oh. Okay.
Mhm. After a length of time which he made an attempt to judge, he sensed a slight subsidence in their speed, and some while later became aware that they were gradually gliding to a gentle halt. I need this car. He opened his eyes again. They were still in the silver tunnel, treading and weaving their way through what appeared to be a crisscross warren of converging tunnels. When they finally stopped, it was in a small chamber of curved steel. Several tunnels also had their termi here, And at the further end of the chamber, Arthur could see a large circle of dim, irritating lights. It was irritating because it played tricks with the eyes. It was impossible to focus on it properly or tell how near or far it was. Arthur guessed, quite wrongly, that it might be ultraviolet. We gonna call him Bart because I don't slart the Bart fast. Girl, we just gonna call him Bart from now on because I ain't got time to be trying to mess up this person's name. Turned and regarded Arthur with solemn old eyes. Earthman, he said. We are now deep in the heart of Margarita. How do you know I was an Earth? How did you know I was an
wondering the
Earthman?
same thing.
He gonna tell you. Y'all gotta be
Well, I
patient.
was trying to remember. Did he tell him before they from Earth? Or
No, he gonna tell him.
okay, well, glad the questions are getting answered.
Yeah, your questions will be answered. Give it a moment,
All right.
demanded Arthur. These things will become clear to you, said the old man gently, more to Scott than he is talking to Arthur, because Scott is nosy.
Oh, wow.
At least, he added the slight doubt in his voice, clearer than they are at the moment. He continued, I should warn you that the chamber we are about to pass does not literally exist within our planet. Then where the hell are we going? I thought we are in the bottom. Like I thought we were inside of the planet. It is a little too large. We are about to pass through a gateway into a vast tract of hyperspace. It may disturb you. Arthur made nervous noises. Sorry, y'all. Bart touched a button and added, not entirely reassuringly, it scares the willies out of me. Hold tight. They don't give no warnings. They just be like, come on, get your ass on there and let's go. Okay. I don't like it. You ain't gonna like it. This your first time. Move along. The car shot straight into the circle of light, and suddenly Arthur had a fairly clear idea of what infinity looked like. It wasn't infinity, in fact. Infinity itself looked flat and uninteresting. Looking up into the night sky is looking into infinity. Oh, y'all gotta look up at the night sky and see infinity. Oh, Scott, look up.
Wow.
Oh my. Y'all look up, look up. Did y'all look up? Put it in the comment section. Did y'all look up into the night sky to see infinity? Distance is incomprehensible and therefore meaningless. The chamber into which the air car emerged was anything but infinite. It was just very, very, very big. So big that it gave the impression of infinity far better than infinity itself. Arthur's senses bobbed and spun as traveling at immense speeds he knew the air car attained. They climbed slowly through the open air, leaving the gateway through which they passed an invisible pinprick in the simmering wall behind them. The wall. The wall defied the imagination, seduced it, and defeated it. The wall was so paralyzingly vast and sheer at its top, bottoms and sides pressed way beyond the reach of sight. The mere shock of vertigo could unalive a man. Scott believes when I drive, he gets vertigo.
Oh, I do.
He don't. He crazy. He crazy. The wall appeared perfectly flat. It would take the finest laser measuring equipment to detect that as it climbed, apparently to infinity. As it dropped dizzily away, as it panned out to either side, it also curved. Girl, it's everything. It's curved, it's flat, it's circle, it's triangle, it's square, it's octagon, it's everything. This wall is everything. Just like my makeup. Everything. It met itself again 13 light seconds away. In other words, the wall formed the inside of a hollow sphere, a sphere over 3 million miles across and flooded with unimaginable light. Welcome, said Bart, as a tiny speck that was the air car traveling now at 3 times the speed of sound crept in forward into the mind-boggling space. Welcome, he said, to our factory floor. You gotta go into infinity to get into the damn factory floor? Oof. Okay, girl. Arthur stared at him in a kind of wonderful horror. Horror. Ooh, I gotta use that. Wonderful horror. Ranged away before them at distances he could neither judge nor guess at were a series of curious suspensions, delicate traceries of metal and light hung in shadowy, spherical shapes that hung in the space. This, said Bart, is where we make most of our planets, you see. You mean, said Arthur, trying to form the words, you mean you're starting it all up again now? No, no, God, heavens, no, exclaimed the old man. No, the galaxy isn't nearly rich enough to support us yet, period. Bart said, honey, I like to be kept. I'm going to go to sleep until I'm kept again. No, we've been awakened to perform just one extraordinary commission for very special clients from another dimension. It may interest you. There is the distance in front of us. Arthur followed the old man's finger until he was able to pick out the floating structure he was pointing at. It was indeed the only one of many structures that betrayed any sign of activity about it, though this was more a subliminal impression than anything one could put their finger on. At that moment, however, a flash of light arced through the structure and revealed a stark relief the patterns that had formed on the dark sphere within. Patterns that Arthur knew. Rough, blobby shapes that were as familiar to him as the shape of words, part of the furniture of his mind. For a few seconds, he sat in stunned silence as the images rushed around his mind and tried to find somewhere to settle down and make sense. Part of his brain told him that he knew perfectly well what he was looking at and what the shapes represented, while another quite sensibly refused to countenance the idea and responsibility for any further thinking in this direction. What do you think he saw? What do you guys think he saw? Put in the comment section. What do you think it is he saw?
Sure.
The flash came again, and this time there was no doubt. The Earth, whispered Arthur. Yeah, they building planets and stuff over there. They in infinity. Well, the Earth Mark II, in fact, said Bart cheerfully. We're making a copy from our original blueprints. There was a pause. Are you trying to tell me, Arthur said slowly with control, that you originally made the Earth? Oh, yes, said Bart. Did you ever go to a place? I think it was called Norway. No, said Arthur. No, I didn't. Pity, said Bart. That was one of mine. Won an award, you know. Lovely crinkly edges. I was most upset to hear of its destruction. You were upset? Like, sir, hello, you don't even live there, sir. You've been asleep for 5 million years. They blew up first of all, they tore down my house. Then they blew up the earth. You upset? Yes, 5 minutes later, and it wouldn't have mattered much. It was quite shocking. Huh? Said Arthur. The mice were furious. The mice were furious. Oh, yes, said the old man mildly. Yes, well, I expect the dogs and the cats and duck-billed platypuses, but they hadn't paid for it, you see, had they? Look, said Arthur, would it save you a lot of time if I just gave up and went mad now? For a while, the air car flew on in awkward silence. Then the old man tried patiently to explain. Earthman, the planet you lived on was commissioned, paid for, and ran by mice. It was destroyed 5 minutes before the completion of the purpose for which it was built. And we got to build another one. Also, the plot thickens. The plot the mice set us up.
Wow.
Little stinkers.
Call
I'll
call the exterminator.
No, they gotta pay for the earth first. We need them to pay for the planet, so we got somewhere to be. Only one word was registering with Arthur. Mice, he said. Indeed, Earthman. Look, sorry, we are talking about little white furry things with the cheese fixation and women standing on tables screaming in the early 60s sitcoms. Bart coughed politely. Earthman, he said. It is sometimes hard to follow your mode of speech. Remember, I have been asleep inside the planet of Margarita for 5 million years and know little about these 60 sitcoms of which you speak. Like, sir, when he went to sleep, there was no TV. He don't know nothing about that. Duh. These creatures you call mice, you see, they are not quite as they appear. They are merely the prostinations into our dimension of vastly hyper-intelligent, pan-dimensional beings. The whole business with cheese and squeaking is just a front. We've been set up. The old man paused and with a sympathetic frown continued. They have been experimenting on you, you know. Arthur thought about this for a second, and then his face cleared. No, he said. I see the source of misunderstanding now. No, look. You see, what happened was that we used to do experiments on them. They were often used in behavioral research, Pavlov, and all that sort of stuff. So what happened was that the mice would be set all sorts of tests, learning to ring bells, run around mazes and things so that the whole nature of the learning process could be examined. From our observations of their behavior, we were able to learn all sorts of things about our own. Arthur's voice trailed off. Such subtlety, said Bart. One has to admire it. What? Said Arthur. How better to describe or disguise their real natures, and how better to guide your thinking? Suddenly running down a maze the wrong way, eating the wrong bit of cheese, unexpectedly dropping unalive from poisons. It is, if it's finally calculated, the the effects is enormous. We not even gonna try to butcher that word, y'all. He paused for effect. You see, Earthman, they really are peculiarly clever, hyper intelligent, pan dimensional beings. Your planet and people have formed the matrix of an organic computer running a 10 million year research program. Are we getting paid? Let me tell you the whole story. It'll take a little time. Time, said Arthur weakly, is not currently one of my problems.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and the plot thickens, huh? The plot thickens. Okay, well, you guys, as always, I got to ask the question. What did you guys learn from this chapter? Put it in the comment section. Scott, what did you learn from this chapter?
Well, I definitely didn't see the mice coming. So I guess I learned to look at mice differently.
Look at them things different. We said we share 66% of our DNA with mice. That's why they are always experimenting on them, because we share a lot of DNA in common, just FYI. And that's like a fact, not coming from the book. Okay. Oh, that's what you learned today?
That's what I learned.
I learned that sometimes people will act one way so you don't know what they're really doing. So someone might act stupid to get information from you. Someone might act weak so you will help them. Like the mice were tricking the mice were playing us for the okey doke, acting like, oh, I'm just running down this maze and all that. Meanwhile, the humans were underestimating them. So my lesson learned today is never underestimate anybody, no matter what. Watch them for a while and see what they really are up to. Because the mice trick the humans, child. Was tricking the humans in this book.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and had bought and paid for everything. And if you look at some of the richest people, they be acting, oh, I ain't got no money, I ain't got this. Girl be rich as hell. Okay. Period. Watch people. Watch everything. That's my lesson for today for y'all. Did you have anything else, Scott?
I do not.
Well, with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. As always, we enjoyed having you guys here, and we hope you guys enjoy hanging out with us. You guys make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out some other videos, lives, all that good stuff. And again, once we're done, and we're almost done, we got less than 40 pages left in this book. We're gonna go scoot and boot over to Sherlock, and then after that, I have a childhood favorite story. We gotta heal these inner children. We gotta heal these inner children. Oh my God. So anyway, so with that, we're gonna bid you adieu today, though. And we'll be back later on this week, of course, to continue getting this book in. Hopefully, we'll be done by this week. Yeah, I got to get them mice stories. So we'll be back later on this week, get this book done so we get you to Sherlock in our next book. But in the meantime, from wherever we are, anywhere in the galaxy, baby, even if we in the middle of a planet and in infinity, okay? Peace, love, and happiness. Skidamarinky dinky dink, and we'll see you later. Bye, y'all. Bye.